Everybody, hi! Happy Saturday night. It's Beth. Welcome to the very last episode of Let's Craft with the Kingston home. How's everybody doing? So many things to tell you this Saturday night. First of all, this shirt is not for sale. I'm supposed to tell you that right off the bat. Crayola told me. This shirt has a very special meaning to me. I'll show you the back and I will talk about it sort of as we go. But I was supposed to tell you this is not for sale. It's just for a story. Second, I finally switched up my cocktail on the last night. I'm making homemade margaritas now. It's a thing for me. So that's what I'm having. And third, we're on our very last project, and I'm so sad about that. This is the Crayola Signature Shadowbox Frame Craft Kit. This is the box that it looks like if you guys got the entire set. If you didn't get it, I will link to it in the comment section. Here's what you're getting in the box tonight. You're getting a bottle of the washable glue, which is amazing. I don't get that excited about glue often, but this one's really awesome. You're getting 6 different colors of the pearlescent acrylic. This is very similar and some of the same colors when we did the paint pouring. You're getting a paintbrush. You're getting, obviously, the instructions. You're going to get a choice, all 3. You're just going to pick one of shapes. There's hearts, diamonds, and circles. You're getting the cute shadow box that goes with it. So you're getting all of this in the kit. The only thing you're going to need that doesn't come in the kit is quite a few paper towels. We're going to get our hands dirty tonight. You're going to need a pair of scissors. And then I just get some sort of little like paper plate or tray for us to put the glue in. So that's the only thing you're going to need. This is a messy one, but in the best way possible. So I'm super excited about it. So I want to clear off all the things we don't need right off here, right off the bat. The instructions are great. And you know, I like to talk about fails. There actually wasn't one. I didn't have a craft fail this time, so I feel pretty good about it. But the instructions are super easy, tell you everything you need to know. The very first thing you're going to do is decide which shape you want to use. Hearts, diamonds, or stars. You can mix and match. You can do whatever tickles your fancy. If you are going to mix and match, you need to do 2 for every one. Let me show you the finished picture. So like each of these hearts is 2 hearts. So you can't do, say, 3 diamonds. You need to cut out 4, if that makes sense. I stuck with all hearts because I love them so much. And the first thing you're gonna do, I'm gonna try to do quite a bit of this facing you guys. First thing you're going to do is just cut along these lines and don't worry too much about getting it exactly right. Just going to cut, and you just need regular scissors. This is like a cereal board thickness. So as long as you have scissors, that'll cut those. So everybody let me know how your week is going. You can tell how my week went by the fact that I've started researching margarita recipes. I want to know how everybody's week is going. Is it starting to be fall where you are? We're having some really crisp mornings, and I love that. We also found a random pumpkin growing in our yard, which is a whole story for another time. Okay, now here's where you want to follow the directions because I was stumped at first because I wasn't reading. My initial reaction was to fold the paper like this because I thought we were coloring the heart side. We're actually coloring this side. So yes, you are going to crease, but it's this side we're going to be putting the paint on. So when you're creasing, you want to crease in. So you're going to crease all of your papers and then sort of unfold. Crease, 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 crease. And then you're going to, this is where you're going to want to lay down some paper towels and keep some paper towels handy because this is, oh my gosh, this part was so fun. This was such a great stress reliever when I was working on the first project. So you want to lay them out a little bit. We'll just do a couple at a time. Then you're going to take your paints. These have a really cool pearlescent quality to them. And I'd also like to point out, this is my 3rd set of this, and I've used the same paint set. I haven't even used like a 5th of it. So this paint is going to last you forever. You decide what colors you want to use. These 4 colors actually are the colors of our living room, and I want to put mine in the living room. So I am going to start with these, and then I'm going to talk you through what I ended up doing with this. But you could do different colors on different ones. You could do all the same, whatever you want to do. So the first thing you're going to do is take your paint, and you're just going to start daubing little bits, big bits. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. Whatever you want to do. Now here's my number one tip, which I didn't learn until later on. You want to get some paint in the middle. When I first did it, I was sort of making even dots here, there, and everywhere. You want to get some paint in the middle because that's where you're gonna have the smoosh, which is gonna look really cool. Also, if you're using the white, I waited to use the white at the end for various reasons. Okay. So I'm gonna daub. If you'll indulge me, I'm gonna tell you the story about this shirt. So my husband is in the military, if there's any other military families out there. And when we were stationed in Washington, one of Don's men's name was Colby Umbrell, and he was very much like a little brother to us, like a crazy, wacky little brother. Unfortunately, he also was the first man my husband lost in combat. So we were, very lucky to stay close with Colby's parents. Okay, press hold on that because we're going to move on to the next part. So this is what it looked like before I added the white. So I added white just to add a little color on top. And here's the really cool part about this. So I'm going to show you how I learned my lesson, and then you guys can learn from my example. So this is what mine originally looked like. What you're going to do is take these and squeeze it together. Guys, it's so fulfilling. I'm going to not squeeze mine all the way because I want to show you what happens. So you squeeze it together, but when I peeled it apart, see, I didn't have enough in the middle, and I also wasn't fully covering the whole paper. So that's when I went back in and added the pink. You can prevent that by actually adding more paint from the start. Like don't be afraid to goop it on, because it's going to come out of the sides, and so you just want to goopy here, there, and everywhere. So you can use too little paint. You can't really use too much. So now watch what happens. I squeeze this together, and now I really start to squeeze, and see how it starts coming out of the top. This is so, you guys don't even know. This is so well, you'll find out in a minute. So relaxing. So it is going to get a little messy. I actually take the paper towel and just slide this way and slide that way, and that's going to really get the paint where you want it. And see, we've got some coming out of the top. You're going to get it all over the sides. It does not matter. Like, this made me feel like a kid again. Okay, so you're going to do this, set that aside. Then you're going to open it. Now you see how that's like completely covered? That's because I just added more pink to it. So if you don't have enough paint in the beginning, that's okay. You can just add the extra paint to it. Oh my God, it's so fun. So this is what it looked like when I started. I realized there wasn't enough paint, added the pink. This is what you want it to look like for the end result. So you're going to do all of them, and you're going to set these aside. It said 15 minutes. I gave mine a good hour, especially if you have really put the paint on like I have. But you're going to want to leave this half hour, 45 minutes. Come back and check and see. If it's tacky, you want to give it a little more time, because I'm going to show you the next step. All right, let me move all this stuff over, because, you know, I pre-did a few for you. All right, move all this over. Excuse me, Margarita, while I move you by. Okay. So this is what the finished ones look like. And see how it has that really cool sheen? If you remember from our paint pouring, it has that really cool pearlescent shade to it, and I just love the way it turned out. So now here's where the shape comes in handy, which I did not realize before. And it's so genius. You're going to fold them back in half, and this is why it's really important that it's not at all tacky, because you don't want it sticking to itself when you're cutting. And then you're going to start cutting out the shapes. I think I have mentioned this in one of the other classes. The easiest way to cut shapes is, instead of hacking away at the shape, hold this by moving the scissors. You hold the scissors still and move the shape to the scissors, if that makes sense. That was something it took me quite a while to learn as an adult. So let me show you, for example, what I mean. So this would be moving the scissors to the shape, and I can't even do it now because I'm so used to. So that's the harder way to do it. The easier way is you just open the scissors up as wide as they can possibly go, and then slowly squeeze them shut while you rotate the shape into the scissors. This was like a huge game changer for me when I got into paper piecing and such. So you're gonna cut those all out. And I've already done some for you because I like playing it. But look at how, like, I was so tickled with how different everyone turned out, because there's no way you can plan for how they're gonna look. I mean, look how fun this is. So, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I need to see this project when you guys are working on it. Remember to tag me, tag Crayola. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Okay. So then you're going to take your Shadowbox. You're gonna flip it over. And I love this size because you could put this on like a bookcase, you could put it on a countertop. You're gonna use the back of the Shadowbox, set that aside. And you actually wanna straighten out the hearts as much as you can. And you're gonna just don't overthink it. Trust me when I say don't overthink it. You wanna figure out, so your project is gonna be 3 hearts across, 3 hearts down, so 9 total, and then 1 on top of that, so that's 18. So you just wanna spend a couple of seconds figuring out how you want yours. And if by some chance you do have one that maybe isn't your favorite, you can put that underneath and no one's gonna see it. That's the beauty of it. So we'll start like this, and then I would lay this one on here. Maybe lay that one on there, lay that one on there. So here's my big skill. You're gonna take this glue, and again, this is my 3rd set doing this. I don't even think I've like gone past the tip of the lid of the glue. This is really great glue. It does start to dry pretty quickly, so once you put the heart down, don't dilly-dally too long. Is that still a word? Does that make me sound 800 years old? You're gonna take your art, flip it upside down, and use the paintbrush, and you wanna get full coverage on this thing. The paint is so nice and thick that you don't goop it over the sides. That was my concern, because with other, glues like this, I've had problems with, like, I use too much and it goops over the side. This is just really amazing glue. So you wanna cover the whole thing. And then you're gonna set it down. It does dry clear. You wanna make sure your hands are relatively clean. It does dry clear. You wanna start in the center, okay? And a great way to check is to then put one up here and make sure they're pretty equidistant from each other. And see, I can still move it down a little bit and you don't see the glue, but you can't wait too long to do that. So once you've got that one set, you can use the center to base all of your other hearts on. Okay, so you're gonna do full coverage. I'll do this one and then we'll talk about doing a top one. So there we go. Put this here. Add it here, and then you can just maneuver it wherever it needs to go. Do that one, do the final 3 on either side. You need to let this batch dry for a little bit because you don't want it moving around while you're doing the other hearts, but I'm just gonna show you as an example because I've got the mostly finished project almost ready. When you're ready to do the top layer, you're gonna fold the hearts back in half. And you want to, it's almost like, I can't think of a better way to say this. It's a goopy line. I don't know if, babe, can you see that all right? So it's not just putting, yeah. There we go. It's not just putting adhesive on it. You want to put a good bit of adhesive. And again, because this is so thick, you want to tap it so it's sticking up more than normal glue would, because you're going to use that to center the heart. And now is the perfect chance to keep it bent if you can. It's going to flatten a little bit as it dries, but that lets you get some dimension to it before it gets too dry and it's hard to move. So you're going to repeat that for the whole, cover the whole Shadowbox. And this, my friends, is the final result. So this is what it looks like done, but you can see how much these flattened. So then you just want to go back through and bend these up a little bit. And you can, I don't know if you can see it, that's adhered real well on there. So don't worry about tearing anything. These are nice and thick. So you just poop these up a little bit as you give them a little poof. However you need, however you want to. I love how this turned out. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the color combos you guys are using. Poof these up a little bit. Okay. Then you're going to put it back in your shadow. I mean, this is as easy as it gets. You're going to put it back in your shadow box. Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh. And like I said, you could put this on a bookcase. You can hang it. It's got a little hanger so you can put it back on the wall. You can put it wherever tickles your fancy. And because you've got all these different color combos, you can base it for any theme that you want to. If you had more coastal, you could just do blue and white. If you wanted to do something really girly, you could do pink and purple. I mean, there's so many cool choices. I can't wait to see. I want to see your projects. I want to see your projects from last week. I want to see your projects from all times. Okay. So just to real quick finish out this story, I will read you the letter I got from Colby's mom. Excuse me. Or maybe I won't, because maybe I'll start openly weeping. Anyway, Colby's mom, we have stayed close with Colby's parents. And what she said, when she saw that I was doing this series with Crayola, she knew I had to have one of these shirts because Colby had found the original Crayola shirt at a thrift shop and it was his favorite. And so when they did a charity run for Colby, they called Crayola and asked Crayola if they could use this as the theme. And Crayola was kind enough to say yes. So that's how this shirt came to be. And they sent it to me because they thought it was meant to be that I was doing this Crayola series. So I just love it. I just love it so much. And now I'll just weep openly and have more margarita. So I've heard a rumor that you guys might see me again during the holidays. I can't say more about that, but it's going to be very exciting. To you guys, this has been a really cool 6 weeks. I'm so grateful for you. And I do want you to find me on Facebook. I'm on the Kingston home. I want to see the projects you've been making. I hope I will see you again around the holidays. To Crayola, thanks for letting me do this. I will not see you guys next Saturday night, but I will be thinking of you while I am drinking and crafting. Take care, everybody.